Hello and thanks for stopping by. Today I have a card video for you that I made using supplies from the June 2021 card kit of the month from Spellbinders called Wild Hello. So I've got the regular A2 sized card base that comes in the kit, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and then I've got some black cardstock and some pretty pattern paper that also came in the kit. That's 4 inches by 5 1/4. And also, I'm just going to show you the layout of my card before I go ahead and attach everything. Now, this pretty patterned paper here, these beautiful florals, this is 3 3/4 by 5 inches. And I just think that that pink looks so beautiful with that black border all around it. Black is a really good contrasting color for pink in my opinion. I just love the two colors together. And then that beautiful pattern paper there with the numbers has some gold foiling on it, which I think is really nice. And it also matched the gold foiling on that frame. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what I'm going to do on the inside of the card. I'm going to use that happy birthday ephemera piece with the stamps that come in the kit. I'm going to use that balloon and also that sentiment there. You'll see all that a little bit later, but right now I'm just laying it out so you can kind of get an idea and a feel for what it's going to look like on the inside of the card. Okay, so for the frame, I'm going to turn everything over and backwards so I can just use a pencil to trace where I need to cut so I can get rid of those corners there so it'll fit perfectly on my frame. And when I'm done with that, you can see those 4 brads that I have up at the top. I'm going to adhere those where those corners would be. And that just adds a really nice little touch to the card, I think. Now, if you don't have brads, you could use, maybe you have some Crystal Nouveau drops that you can use, or maybe you have some of those little enamel dots, or, you know, just anything that you have on hand that you can use. You can even draw in some gold if you have like a gold metallic pen or something like that. That's another option you might want to try. Just be creative and think about what you can do if you don't have brads. Or you can leave them completely off. You don't even have to use them on the card if you don't want to. Okay, so now after I have this all attached, I do need to do some more trimming. So I just go back with my big scissors to cut off the big portions, and then with my little tiny detail scissors to cut off the small portions. And then I'll be ready to put that on my card. So I am going to go ahead and attach everything first before I put those brads on, and I'm just using this double-sided adhesive that comes in the kit and deciding which side of the paper I want to face up. I like the smooth side. I think that when you're looking at cardstock, some cardstocks have one side that seems a little more even and smooth toned, so I always try to look for that when I'm making cards. Sometimes I forget, but it's a nice touch, I think, to pay attention to those little details. Okay, so I'm going to get this on, and then I'm going to get the pink pattern paper on. Before I adhere the pink pattern paper, though, I'm going to go ahead and attach this to the front so I'll know where my brads are going to go. I'm just going to use this little foamy sponge mat here to help me put in the holes on the paper. But first I'm going to adhere this so I'll know where to punch the hole. And again, I'm using that double-sided adhesive. Now this is the last card that I'm going to do for this kit because I've got the new kit now, and I really like the new kit. It's the Damask Daydream. And I know a lot of people have probably already received their kit, and I haven't been able to get my unboxing video up, so I'm going to do the unboxing video after this, and then I've already got a card made from the Damask Daydreams too, so I'll put that up. Keep an eye out for it. That'll be coming up next pretty soon. Okay, so you can see here I'm just going to use my wire cutters to trim that bulk down. You don't have to do that. I don't know, I just was thinking that it was kind of bulky, so I wanted to get rid of the excess. I didn't want it you know, I was trying to get rid of that excess so it doesn't really show through as much. Now that's a brad setter, that thing right there, which is really cool on the end there. It helps you open the brad. So I kind of like having a tool like that. It's really nice. And on the other end it has that sharp point that you can use to push out your die cuts out of the metal dies. So now what I'm going to do, since I used brads, I'm going to use some foam adhesive, some double-sided foam adhesive there. And that piece of paper there is like release paper that I got off of the back of some double-sided magnetic sheets that I purchased. And I keep those, it's release paper, and I keep it so that it's easy to cut into your double-sided adhesive here, because I've tried to do it the other way and it sticks to the scissors terribly. So this is really nice to have that release paper. It just makes it that much quicker and easier to manage. So I really like that. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and add these and then cut up the excess and put the excess in the middle. So that way that'll keep the card, that'll keep those brads and those metal parts from poking through the paper, because it'll be raised up a little bit. So I think that's a wise thing to do. And now I'm just going to use this other tool. This is also a Spellbinders tool. I don't know the name of it, but you can put the different points, the ending points. There's a straight one and then there's this curved one at the end of this tool. So that's kind of a neat thing to have those different endings. This tool, I don't know if it comes with it or if you have to buy them separately. I can't remember, but I really like having that because it helps peel up that blue tape, that release paper. That's really hard to get off. So this tool was just a real nice thing to have. Made it a lot easier to get through with this card. And then when I'm done with that, I'm going to put it on my black paper and I'll be ready to attach those cute little balloons. I think this is such an adorable little card. I love it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pop up those balloons with my double-sided foam adhesive. But first I'm going to add some bling with this beautiful Wink of Stella glitter marker. I really enjoy that glitter marker. I think it adds that touch of sparkle that cards should have, especially celebratory card. I can't say that word. I can't say it. Occasions that you celebrate. How's that? So anyway, here you see this double-sided adhesive that comes in the kit. I'm using that and I'm just trimming off the edges of it to use all the way down on the side there. And once I'm done getting this foam adhesive on these balloons, we'll be ready to finish the card. We still have the inside left to do, and attaching the rest of the elements to the front of the card as well. Now I think that looks adorable, but we're just gonna make it even cuter by adding this sweet little bow. All right, I like that. Okay, now for the celebrate word, I'm just gonna use some Tombow Mono liquid adhesive and put it straight down on the card, so no dimension for the celebrate word. I love the cursive too. I think that adds a really nice touch to this card as well. So there we go. There's the front of the card. Now for the inside of the card, I'm going to use this happy birthday piece that came in the kit, but I'm going to trim it down a little bit because I want to be able to fit some balloons and also the greeting underneath it from the stamp set. And so I just needed to trim some of that down so that greeting would fit nicely. Now I'm making a mark here so I know where to stamp my balloons, just to use as a guide. And I'm just going to use some dye ink here, and then later I'm going to color these balloons with some markers. So I'm going to stamp 3 of them on my card on the inside here. And that happy birthday sign is going to cover up half of the string. So the portion that's where they overlap, it doesn't really matter because that thing is going to cover it. Okay, so here are my markers. I'm using the Zig Clean Color Real Brush markers. These are watercolor markers, but I'm not going to use water with them. I'm just going to use them by themselves today. And then I'm choosing which colors I want to color the balloons. So I choose this pink color here, and then I'm going to use this other color that's similar. It's called Light Carmine. And then I'm going to use this bright yellow right here. I'm just thinking about it, deciding whether or not I want to use it. Yes, I decide to use the bright yellow. Okay, so for coloring, I slowed the video down so you can see what I'm doing. It's nothing special or anything. It's just I'm leaving an area on the top right that's white, so it looks like the light is reflecting and bouncing off the surface of that balloon, so that gives it a little more life. And then I'm also going to use just one color, but I'm going to go over the bottom left several times to darken up that color to give it some shading. So that will also make the balloon look a little more lifelike and real. And I think that's really neat. I like to watch people who are really good at coloring, and they can just make those images just come to life and almost bounce right off the page. So it's kind of fun when I can try out these techniques myself, even though I'm not an expert at it. It's still fun to practice, so I enjoy doing that. So you can kind of see here that I went over that several times. That's how I added the shading there, and you can definitely see it in real life. I hope you can see it on video as well. So here we go with the last one, and I'm just going to color these in using that circular motion there, and then going around the edge carefully not to get out of the lines. And then, like I said, I am going to leave the area at the top so that it catches that light there. And I think that looks really nice. It's just so neat the way they look like they're real balloons when you do those little touches. And then I'm going to go back and color the bottom of the balloons, which I forgot to do when I was doing the body of the balloon. So I think that looks really nice. And then we'll be ready to add the rest once I get done touching up that one there. So how many of you enjoy coloring? Go ahead and leave a comment down below. Okay, time to erase that guideline there, and then I'm not going to attach these yet because I want to stamp that greeting. So I'm going to go ahead and get out my stamping tool that I use. It's the Precision Press from We Are Memory Keepers, and I'm going to line that stamp up right here. Now I haven't adhered that happy birthday yet because I don't want to get ink on it, so I'm going to stamp first and then I'll do that. But I think I'm just trying to make sure that I get my position where I want it. So then I'm going to use some black Onyx VersaFine ink and stamp that greeting. Now I haven't had a problem with this. I used this on another card and it stamped beautifully, so there must be something on my desk or something that's not perfectly flat. So I just pressed a little bit harder. It did kind of smush it on the right hand side, but it's still legible, so there's no worries. So now I'm going to finish attaching the rest of these pieces to the inside of my card, and we will be finished with the card. So I hope you enjoyed the video today. If you liked it, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more of my videos, and don't forget to hit that notification bell, and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.